What's going on, guys? Eric from TheWiscoGuyz here, and in today's video we're going to be doing a front brake job on this. What year is it?
You wear it from 0203.
There we go, 0203.
01 didn't come with those wheels, but it's this body style, so.
Aaron is the Ranger guru. He knows everything about these 0203s, 94s to 11s, 93s to 11. But yeah, so we're gonna do a brake job on this. As you can see, it's a little dark there, so we'll get to it, get it done. Alrighty, first off, we're gonna get this wheel off. I think we're gonna start with the driver's side first, since it's the problem side, and if I need to get any more parts, then I will. All I have really is pads and rotors, so if we need anything else, we're gonna have to get it, but I want to start with the problem side first. Alright, so I got a air impact gun here, so I'm going to use this, but before you jack it up, you might want to loosen your lug nuts before you start getting it jacked up in the air, and then once you get it jacked up, you can loosen them up the rest of the way. Since I have an impact gun, it's going to come right off without turning that wheel, because if you see, the wheel turns, so let's get it off. So as you can see, we're metal to metal on this. That's probably where a majority of the brake dust is coming from. I can't really see on the inside pad, but as you can see there, it is metal to metal. I'm gonna get this caliper and caliper bracket off and see what they look like. I don't know. They might be froze up. I don't know. But we'll find out. Alrighty, so I'm gonna try to take the caliper off the caliper bracket first. So it's gonna be a 15 millimeter. This is pretty rusted up, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this or not. Ooh, that was scary. And that one came loose too. So there's one on the bottom, one on the bottom, one on the top. So I gotta be super careful because it's rusty. But we got the one bolt and then the number 2 bolt. So set those aside. You're probably gonna reuse them. There's that. So I'm gonna put that off to the side. I need to get a bungee strap to kind of hold that. I don't want to break the lines. So now we have the caliper bracket and the pads are still in there. So, and that's gonna be a 15 millimeter right down here for the caliper bracket. There's 2 bolts, one on the bottom, one on the top. Seems like 15 is just too big. I don't know if it's due to the rust or what, but there we go. So I had to stick a 14 millimeter in there. I think these bolts are 15, but this thing's so rusted up that it's bad. So we'll leave that one loose for now. Try to go up to this next one. Try to scrape all this rust. Gotta love living in Wisconsin, guys. It's just one of those things you have to deal with when working on cars up here. It's just so rusty. It's in there, guys. that was tight. Like I said, I think it's a 15 millimeter, but being that it's so rusty, I put a 14 on there. So just watch that when you're grabbing sockets. Make sure you grab the right size socket when you're doing this. And there we go. Get the other bolt out too. You gotta do that. Okay, got both bolts out. There we go. So now that I have the caliper and everything off, I'm gonna take this heat shield off. It rusted apart. So we're gonna take it off. We're just gonna run without that. I don't even think you can get those new anymore. Yeah. This does not have a heat shield anymore. So you pop the rotor off. Yep. So I'm just gonna get everything cleaned up. You wanna make sure your hub's cleaned up really good before you put the new rotor on. So just do that, and then alrighty. So now that we have everything apart, we have this caliper bracket, and it's got these little retaining clips on there. If you can see, these little clips on each side. We're gonna take the old ones off. I have a new set with the new brake pads that we got. So these pads are from O'Reilly's, like semi-ceramic brake pads, and it came with the new clips. So we're gonna replace those, and so it could slide better. So let's get over the vise. I'm gonna put it in the vise, and then we'll get this cleaned up. We got our bracket here in the vise. Tighten it down. They're gonna remove these clips. These old ones. These things are so rusted. It's just falling apart. Crazy how badly rusted these are. But the big thing is our pins are still movable, so that's good. I need some rust. It's got some rust in it, but we'll fix that. So now that we got the old ones out, we're gonna have to clean this up even further. Try to get all these loose chunks of metal, of rusty metal off. So now that I pulled the pins out and I have the clips off, we're gonna kind of clean this up a little bit, because it's rusty. I want the clips to have a good bond, or a good place to sit on this old caliper bracket. So alright, so I got it cleaned up enough. I'm going to take our new brackets, just clip them on. Or new, I should say new clips, Get a new clip. There we go, clipped on. So we got our new clips there. Now we have the caliper slide pins. We're gonna get this lubed up, put them back in. Silicone brake grease, caliper grease. So you're gonna want to take your caliper slide pin and just goober it up. Kind of get it all up in there. I'd probably put too much on, but whatever. Alright, so we got that. That's what you want right there. There's a free-flowing caliper slide pin. I'm actually going to put some more in there. There we go. Free-flowing. Let's get this other one. You really want to grease these up, because you want this caliper pretty much sliding freely. Alrighty, now that we got everything free flowing with these caliper slide brackets, everything's good there. That's what you want. You want that to be able to plunge in and out. There we go. Good to go. New clips on there. So let's get back to the truck and finish up this side. All right, so now that we have the new clips and the pins all done on the caliper bracket, we go to the caliper and there's one more clip on the inside there. So we want to get that out, but our pistons for our brake caliper are still out. So we got to get that pushed in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old brake pad we pulled out. I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put that brake pad on the pistons themselves. And then I'm going to take this channel or this C-clamp here. I'm going to put pressure on that brake pad. Now, as I'm cranking this in, you will see the plunger start to move back in, which it is. That's what we want. Now, if you're...
Oh, you're leaking back there.
Uh-oh. So we do got some leakage going on from the reservoir. They must have filled the brakes up when the brake caliper was extended all the way out. So as I'm pushing it in, the brake fluid's coming out. When the brake caliper is extended all the way out and you add brake fluid, you actually have more brake fluid in the system than what you need when you go to redo them. So just keep going. I'm just glad we didn't break the line yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. I seen it dripping right down there. I'm like, oh shit.
So we're going to continue to push it in. You'll see some more fluid come out as we push in. All right, now that we have that pressed in, we're going to remove the pad and the C-clamp, and then we're going to take our new clip so now that we have that, we're good to go there. So that's installed. Alright, so we got our new rotor on. So I just wanted to note this too, that there are two pads per side, and one of them has a little like tab on them. That's for when your brakes wear down to a certain point, it'll start scratching the rotor a little bit, indicating you need new pads. Just make sure there's one for each side that are like that. So just make sure you have, one on each side. So, all right, let's get this caliper bracket on, get these brakes loaded up, and then get the caliper back on. So we're gonna get the caliper bracket back on. Like I said, what I like to do is put a little Loctite on the bolts, just a little bit. Get this tightened up, this caliper bracket. That's about as tight as I can get. There we go. Alright. Our brake pads. There's that. The inside. These loaded up. Alright, now that the pads are loaded into the caliper bracket, we're going to stick the caliper on. Getting our bolts in. Hard part is lining everything up. Oh my goodness, this is the hard part. Trying to line these caliper to the caliper bracket slide pin bolts.
It's still worth 8 or 9.
Maybe not that much.
Okay, maybe like 6,500.
This?
Yeah. With only 110 on it?
$4,000. I think that's all you can get out of this thing.
Alright, I'll meet you in the middle. 4,800.
40. Alright, so now we're just tightening up those caliper bolts to the caliper bracket slide pins. Okay, now that's tightened up. So the key is you kind of want everything free flowing. See how that's moving there? You can hear it moving. Everything's got a slide to it. That's what you want. You want everything freed up, free flowing. So when you hit the brakes, it clamps down, clamps onto the rotor, and then when you release the brake, it's still free flowing, kind of just floating there, waiting to be used. So that looks good. All right, let's get the wheel back on. All right, now the wheel's going back on. Alrighty, get this on. And that side is done. I'm gonna clean up that wheel a little bit for him too, but got her on. So on to the passenger side. I'm not going to show too much of the passenger side. It is identical to the driver's side. So everything you did over here, you just do over there, identical. And then I'm probably just going to time lapse it real quick, but this side's done. The problematic side's done. All this brake dust, figured out why. There's metal to metal. So yeah, let's I'm gonna move on to this passenger side. Alrighty, so got both sides done. Got the passenger side done. Got all the debris there. And I got the driver's side done. So I'm gonna go test drive it. I'm gonna check the brake fluid too. That's like plumb full. Might have to take some out of that. We'll see. So yeah, alrighty, I'm gonna clean up, take it for a test drive. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much it for the video. I did take it for a test drive. I didn't take you guys with, but everything went well. What you will notice is the pedal will go right to the floor at first. Just pump it up a little bit and you'll gain pressure back as long as your brake system is still sealed. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks guys, bye.